People in Konoha whispered one story late at night. Not about a monster or a ghost or some forbidden jutsu, but about a kid so quiet he could sneak up on a mosquito. A kid raised not by parents, not by villagers, but by an ANBU, the ninja who hide in shadows, don't blink, and seriously need hobbies. That kid was Naruto. From the day he could walk, Naruto learned silence before he learned talking. Learned throwing kunai before learning to tie his shoes. And his bedtime stories were mission reports, which might explain why he grew up thinking sleep was optional and chaos was natural. But Naruto was not scary. He was a cheerful explosion with the skills of an elite assassin. Imagine a happy landmine that was him. Every ANBU had a different opinion about Naruto. Some thought he'd become the next great protector. Others thought he'd accidentally set the base on fire. Both sides were right multiple times. Still, Naruto dreamed big. While the ANBU whispered in shadows, Naruto whispered into his pillow. One day, I'll show the world what I can do. Naruto grew up faster than anyone expected. He was already completing training exercises most adults failed. He could track footsteps, vanish in smoke, and climb ceilings like a confused gecko. Rumors spread through the village. There's a phantom child. There's a tiny demon. There's something weird in the ventilation system. All wrong. It was just Naruto doing morning stretches. The truth came out the day Naruto stepped into the Ninja Academy. Everyone stared at him like he was a walking secret. And he was. But the one who stared the hardest was Sasuke Uchiha. Not because he was suspicious, but because Naruto sat behind him and breathed on the back of his neck like a confused ghost. That was their first meeting. Haruka knew something was off with Naruto when he tested him. The boy moved too smoothly, too silently, too, "Someone please save us." Still, Naruto wasn't the top student. That was Sasuke, brooding, perfect grades, dramatic hair, and deep emotional damage. Sakura took notes on everything except Naruto, who she believed was that weird kid from the basement. Rock Lee respected Naruto immediately because Naruto respected his eyebrows. And Gaara? Gaara sensed something familiar. Another child shaped by isolation. When team assignments came, Kakashi saw Naruto's file and whispered, "I'm not paid enough for this." Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura Team 7. Their first training was normal. Until Naruto vanished mid-lesson, Kakashi didn't even sense him. That scared him more than paperwork. Then Naruto reappeared behind Kakashi and poked his shoulder. Kakashi jumped 3 feet in the air. Sakura saw it. Sasuke pretended he did single quotes T.Naruto was not like other kids. And the world was not ready. Sasuke's rivalry with Naruto didn't grow because Naruto was loud, but because Naruto was terrifyingly effective. Naruto would dodge attacks before Sasuke finished the hand signs. Naruto would appear behind him at random times saying, "What's up?" Naruto once stole Sasuke's lunch by accident, then apologized by giving him a kunai wrapped like a present. Sasuke didn't know whether to fight Naruto or adopt him. The real conflict began during the Chunin exams. Rock Lee fought Gaara. Naruto watched every move, memorizing it like a machine. During the Forest of Death, Naruto saved his team from giant snakes, enemy squads, and Sakura's screaming. But the turning point came when Orochimaru attacked Sasuke. Naruto didn't hold back. He activated training he was forbidden to use. He moved like a shadow with teeth. Orochimaru smiled. "So, the ANBU raised you. How interesting." Naruto didn't answer. He hit Orochimaru so fast, even the snakes blinked. Sasuke saw Naruto's true power. For the first time, Sasuke felt behind, and that feeling slowly turned into obsession. After the exams, everything changed. Hiruzen revealed the truth to Kakashi. Naruto wasn't just an orphan. He had been trained as a secret project, a safeguard against the Nine Tails. Inside him, this secret spilled into the village. People didn't hate Naruto. Now they feared him in a new way. Naruto didn't understand why. He was the same kid who liked ramen and broke into Kakashi's house to reorganize his bookshelf. But fear changes people. And it changed Sasuke. He thought, if Naruto, of all people, could become this strong, I must become stronger. Sasuke left the village. Not just to kill Itachi, but to surpass Naruto. Naruto chased him. The Valley of the End shook as they fought. Sasuke powered by rage. Naruto powered by ANBU training and something deeper. He didn't want to lose a friend. Naruto lost the fight. Barely thought this defeat changed him. He didn't cry. He didn't break. He trained harder. While Sasuke trained with Orochimaru, Naruto trained with the ANBU and Jiraiya. He mastered infiltration, lightning-fast reactions, and how to sense killing intent from across a forest. He returned to Konoha like a ghost covered in sunshine. Kakashi was proud. Sakura was shocked. Gaara, now Kazekage, saw Naruto as a true equal. Rock Lee began calling Naruto Brother Silent Flame, which Naruto pretended to understand. But the biggest change came during the war. Naruto didn't fight on the front lines. He fought in the shadows, taking down elite captains, protecting the commanders, and saving entire units without anyone knowing why they suddenly survived. People started calling him the Hidden Protector. He smiled at that dot. He liked being unseen. He liked saving people without applause. Meanwhile, Sasuke changed too. After learning the truth about Itachi, he returned to the village. Not to rest, not to smile, but to lead. He believed the village needed someone who understood darkness, but could control it. Naruto believed the village needed hope. They grew into adults, walking opposite paths, but still facing the same future. Years passed. The village prospered, and when it came time, Sasuke was chosen as Hokage. The calm leader with sharp judgment and a past heavy enough to hold the world steady. Naruto. Naruto chose the shadows. He became the Silent Guardian, the Shadow Hokage. The two were perfect opposites. Perfect partners. Perfect friends. Until the night everything shattered. A new enemy threatened the peace. But this enemy wanted something more terrifying. Naruto's power. The Nine Tails. And the ANBU legacy inside him. Naruto tried to handle it alone. That was his mistake. The enemy twisted Naruto's mind, whispering, "You were born in shadows. You belong to them. Not to Sasuke. Not to the village." For the first time ever, Naruto hesitated. He questioned himself, and through that hesitation, darkness entered. Naruto became the danger. The final battle came. Sasuke, Hokage cloak torn, eyes blazing, stood against the friend he once chased. Naruto, calm, controlled, shadow-like, whispered, "Step aside, Sasuke. Harmony weakens the world." Sasuke shook his head. "You taught me hope. I'm not letting you forget it." The world watched two destinies collide. The Shadow Hokage versus the true Hokage. Their fight split mountains, lit the sky, and shook the world harder than their first battle. But this time, Sasuke refused to lose him again. He broke through the darkness. Not with strength. Not with jutsu, but with the words Naruto once told him, "I won't give up on my friends." Naruto fell to his knees, the darkness fading. Sasuke caught him before he hit the ground. This time, Naruto didn't fall alone. The world was saved not by a hero or a legend, but by the bond of two boys who grew up in opposite worlds and still chose each other in the end. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See y'all in the next video.